Welcome to the IME Community podcast, where self-love is your superpower to achieve your weight and life goals and make your mark in the world. Your host is Dr. Carla, activist, MD. If you're a teen who's looking to revolutionize your health and can't wait to follow your dreams, welcome to the IME Community.
This is Dr. Carla. It's Happy Valentine's Day. Woohoo! I've been thinking about you, and there ain't no doubt about it. I'm in love. Okay, I just did a video. Don't turn off the podcast or the YouTube video, please. I just did a TikTok video with that audio, and that's a song called I'm in Love by Evelyn Champagne King. And it's so addictive, and it's awesome to dance to. So that's going on my playlist for sure, and I hope you'll add it too. So what songs are you listening to on Valentine's Day? And I'm going to coach you to be your own Valentine always, okay? So this year I've been married for a long time, and I've got 3 amazing kids, so I'm like, yeah, I got these amazing Valentines, but I've had to learn to be my own Valentine. And I talk about ad nauseum self-love superpower. And that's how I created IME Community, which I hope you'll join if you're a teen 12 to 18. Join my membership community and get awesome coachings. And we'll talk about canceling diet culture, self-love superpower, creating healthy habits, slaying all your goals, chasing your dreams. It's so awesome. Building a body positive community in a body negative world. Okay, so what I want to ask you is, do you believe you can be kind and compassionate with yourself and reach and achieve your goals, chase your dreams, and get what you want in life? You may not fully believe that. You may say, of course it takes that. So all of the things that, when I'm coaching teens especially, we think like in theory. So theoretically, yes, we believe that and we know that. And when I'm coaching teens, and I say, do you believe you can be kind and compassionate with yourself and also reach your goals? And they say, yeah, that's what it takes, because you're not going to be motivated, and you're just going to be not giving yourself credit for any of the work you're doing if you're just kind of like judging yourself and shaming yourself and being hard on yourself along the way. Then when it comes time to take action and move on your goals and what you want, that's a different story. Because what happens is our brains, every time we move to take action on anything, our brains are status quo, homeostasis, keep us where we are machines, right? I've coached you on this before. There's nothing going wrong. It's our brain's job to kind of keep us safe and bring up all those thoughts. We are not our thoughts. Thoughts are optional. Our brain offers up all these unconscious programmed thoughts all throughout the day, but we really get stuck on it. And we start believing that negative inner critic voice, that negative self-talk in our head. And we kind of believe and judge ourselves and create an identity around that. And so what happens, and I know this from personal experience, is that I had a really strong pathway in my brain to be very negative on myself, and that comes from growing up in that way and having to show up maybe as perfect and being kind of only acknowledged for external achievements and not valuing myself as a human being and person, not taught how to be vulnerable and be open about all my human feelings and emotions. And that's how I ended up buffering with food, right? And coping with food. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm a human on a human journey. But I had a lot of negative self-talk, a lot of judging, a lot of, I could slay a goal, but it became harder and harder every time because I knew that along the way I'd be beating the crap out of myself in my head and judging myself. So even just like little things like getting up in the morning, like when I had a day where I could sleep in, and just being really negative and judging and kind of shaming myself for sleeping in and making it mean something about like the whole day. It's like, oh, you're just, I think my voice in my head, I don't know exactly what I was saying, is like, you're a loser, you're lazy, you're, and then looking for the evidence of taking action and the things that I had done that are external to quiet that voice in my head, that voice of negativity, and to almost like argue and say, like, I was like on a court stand, like, here's my defense, look at all the things I've done, and here's evidence that I'm somebody who shows up and does things. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, our, taking action creates self-trust, but along the way that we can take action and that we're going to be motivated to take action, because action needs to come from a place of positivity. It can't come from negativity. And when you realize that your negative self-talk, your inner critic, that negative, that harshness, that perfectionism is not you, and that you don't have to keep believing that voice, that you don't have to keep arguing with that voice, that you can start to just recognize when that negativity comes up inside you, and that harshness and that push and that exhaustion, and recognize it and how it comes up in your body, and create an opportunity to soften up on yourself. And my coach, Kristen Webster, I talk about her a lot. She's been an incredible teacher for me during this time. Is like, create an opportunity to soften up, to allow that to kind of dissipate. You don't have to fix it. There's nothing to fix. You're just a human that has a pathway in their brain that the more power you give to that, the more you focus on that, the more you're going to create more of that. And until you start to challenge that and say, really, is that true? That's just like a voice that's in my head. There's nothing going wrong when you have a voice in your head. You're just, again, all of us humans have this, okay? Again, like, there are times probably in your life where you're like, no, that negative voice really kicked my butt in gear and got me to achieve that goal. And that's true. There's like kind of like a healthy balance, but when it's going overboard, when you're not getting the results that you want, and when you're not showing up with self-kindness, and it's like it's all outside of yourself. So like the internal voice is negative and harsh, and like if your result is like you're not achieving what you want, you're not being kind to yourself, so you feel tired, and you're making it so much harder. So like, I know when I'm being perfectionistic, when I have that pathway and that tendency in my brain being activated, is when something that shouldn't take me, that I think I could do, I've done tons of work in my life, so I'm like, this shouldn't take me that long, but it's taking me like 5 or 10 times longer than it should, or I just have a lot of drama about it, or I'm overproducing it, or I'm worried about failing, or it's not coming from a clean space. So what I want to teach us this year in 2022 is to create self-trust. And the way that you create self-trust is, part of it is through taking action, but what's going to help you the most is creating self-kindness. So I want us to, and I'm encouraging all of us to get Post-it notes and write it down. And these are mantras, so powerful affirmation statements. And I'm sharing one with you every day of the year of 2022. And I want you to write your own self-kindness mantra for 2022 that's going to create self-trust for you. So for instance, for me, like if I'm being hard on myself, I think, oh, I've gained some weight back, or I feel stuck here, or I'm not exercising enough, or I wrote down all these things to do for IME Community last week that I didn't get done. and I'm being harsh, or I didn't show up maybe as a supportive wife. I got mad at my husband for something and made him feel crappy or whatever. My kids, maybe I didn't have a great conversation with them. I don't know. But when I'm kind of beating myself up, I notice that tendency and that kind of itch and trigger in my brain to mobilize the negative self-talk and to use all that as evidence to say, see, there's something going wrong here. There's something going wrong. You never, you try, but you can't seal the deal. That's something that comes up in my mind. Like, you can't officially be, and then it's like, wait, I'm a human being. I'm going to fail. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to intend to show up in a loving and supportive way. I'm going to intend to show up for my business and for my coaching. But I can't control all of it. I am a human. I have human emotions, and I don't argue with myself in my head, but I just recognize when that's coming up for me because I feel tired. I'm not focused with what I want to do for the day. And so it's almost like a habit pathway in my brain that isn't serving me. And once I decide to recognize it, and then I kind of allow and breathe and just create a little bit of a pause, then it creates softness. It's like, there's nothing going wrong. It's all okay. I'm enough. And I don't have to convince myself, okay? But the main thing is, you want to write down a mantra. Mine is like, I will be kind to myself no matter what. So we're focusing a lot on getting validation, acceptance, and love from outside of ourselves. And the self-love superpower is the most important thing you can do. But it's not like a switch, and it's not like something where you reach, like you've climbing Mount Everest and then you reach the mountain and then you're done. It's only intentional daily habit practice of self-love superpower. And how I want you to go about it in 2022 is to commit to self-kindness. And once you trust yourself that you have your own back, that whenever you take action, you're not going to beat the crap out of yourself, you're not going to be hard on yourself, but instead you're going to listen to your body, you're going to listen to your mind. When you're tired, you're going to rest. When you're hungry, you're going to honor it, and you're going to eat some food that you really enjoy, okay? You're not going to restrict yourself and punish yourself with food or by believing the negative self-talk inner critic in your mind, okay? You're going to commit to self-kindness by taking a pause. And whenever you're being harsh on yourself, I want you to take a pause, and I wanted you to recognize that you are a loved human being who is worthy of self-love superpower and your magical life, okay? You will love yourself no matter what your weight is, no matter what your grades are, no matter what, I hope my kids aren't listening, just kidding. The more, and parents, if you're listening, the more that I lighten up and soften up and let things go with my kids, the better off they are, because they don't need me in their business all the time. They just need to be themselves. They need food, they need shelter, they need somebody who's a loving, supportive parent. My husband and I, we do push our kids because we believe in them, but we're not, we have standards and expectations in our family, but they really don't need our minute to minute, what my daughter would call nagging. And so whenever you as a parent might be experiencing that kind of harshness on yourself and judging yourself for how you're showing up as a parent, always be the one to, again, drop the reins. Just recognize it and have a softer approach, for yourself, okay? As a parent, all right? We don't control the things in our life. I will be kind to myself no matter what, hand over heart, nurturing hug, breathe in and out through your nose, to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, because you may be triggered with like a trauma, like a stress response. And so this is how you show up, and it's going to happen several times a day, where maybe you check in with yourself internally. How am I feeling? How am I doing? Do I need to rest? Do I need to eat? Do I need to drink some water? Do I need to get outside? Do I need to talk to a friend? Do I need to talk to my parent? Do I need to chill out for a little bit before I start my homework? Do I need some help setting a boundary with somebody who's bullying me, or setting a boundary with a friend? Or do I need help on a school project? Or am I stuck in this perfectionism and I'm having a hard time getting going? Whatever it is that comes up for you, it's like it's your own individual journey, and you're creating self-discovery and self-awareness. But all of us have the same patterns of being harsh on ourselves and needing to create self-trust by self-kindness. So I want you to ask yourself too, other than creating your mantras and writing down the one I suggested, I will be kind to myself no matter what, is what would it be like to wake up in the morning and say, and ask yourself an empowering question. How can I be kind to myself today? How can I trust myself to show up kind to myself every day? Today I'm going to show up and know that I'm enough. And we can't control how the world treats us. We can't control the things out of people's mouths. And I'm doing a series on bullying coming up. I have blogs out, and let me know if you have a certain situation that you want to talk about, and I can coach you on it. So email me, Dr. Carla, activistmd@imecommunity.com. And of course, join my membership, because you get the coaching and I'll coach you on it. And parents, I'm going to be helping you coach so that help coach you so that you can help your teen if they're struggling with somebody who's weight bullying them or bullying them. And I'm also going to talk about parents who weight bully, because that's actually a big issue, unfortunately. It's very disheartening. But we're going to get out of that, and in one fell swoop we can do better. So I want you to show up every day with the intention to cultivate self-kindness. And then as you that's all the action you need to create the evidence that you can trust yourself to have your own back. And then you can do whatever you want. I don't care what your goal is in life. It doesn't matter. Maybe you want to make better grades. Maybe you want to get into a school. Maybe you want to get a certain job. Maybe you want to make more friends. Maybe you want to have more fun. Maybe you want to learn a language. Maybe you want to learn an instrument. Maybe you want to get better at sports. Maybe you want to try out for a sport. Maybe you want to try new things. Maybe you want to try your hand at some artistic endeavor. Maybe you want to write. Maybe you have a health goal that you really want to reach. Maybe you want to be a mindful, intentional, intuitive eater, which is awesome. Maybe you want to be body positive and learn how to do that and reject diet culture. It doesn't matter what your goal is in your life or what you want, what your desired outcome is, your desire. You're worthy of what you want. But you're not going to get there without creating and cultivating self-trust by creating intuitive, like self-kindness. Okay? That's going to be your default. Instead of the default being the negative voice, your default is going to be the self-kindness voice. Instead of being like the inner critic voice, you're going to have your inner hype man, right? You're the hype girl, hype guy, hype them, okay? For yourself. Okay, that's what you're going to attach to, because you can choose. Thoughts are optional, beliefs are optional. We usually don't challenge them. You don't have to stay attached to the ones that don't serve you, but you can create beliefs on purpose that do serve you, and you can be really attached to those. Okay, so I believe I can be kind and compassionate with myself and reach my goals. Self-trust means that you are you believe fully that you are worthy of what you want. Okay? You're worthy of what you want. Self-trust that you will have self-kindness. When I know that I'm kind to myself, I know that nothing will ever go wrong. Because I'm not going to beat the crap out of myself. I'm not going to listen to my negative self-talk inner critic anymore. Okay? Self-trust, I will recognize, is created when I recognize when I'm being hard on myself. Okay? I commit to recognizing when I'm being hard on myself. And I trust myself to recognize when I'm being hard on myself. Self-trust that I won't make my health about my weight. My weight means nothing. My weight means nothing about me. I trust myself to fully believe that in 2022. Let's go. Let's go. Doesn't mean you can't reach your health goals. Doesn't mean you can't get what you want. It means you will when you have self-trust. Okay? I am kind to myself no matter what. That's what I really want you to do, because then you really believe that you can be kind and compassionate to yourself and get what you want in life. And that is so critical, okay? I always believe in you, self-love superpower, and your unlimited potential to get there. So please, if you're a teen, 12 to 18, check out my website, IME Community. If you're a parent of a teen, you're struggling with your weight, your body image, you want to be a part of permanently canceling diet culture from your life, creating a healthy habit stick, and self-love superpower, and reaching all your goals and dreams, and creating a body positive community in a body negative world with other teens who are going through what you're going through. And please stay tuned, because if you join now, I'm so excited for my Health Yourself coaching that I'm going to be launching a beta launch, like a pilot launch, with my IME community members, and this gorgeous 12-week ebook. And every day you're going to have a prompt and an amazing message. And by the end of 12 weeks, you will have created your own Health Yourself habit stick. Okay? You're going to be more body positive. You will have canceled diet culture. And you're going to be reaching your health goals. I mean, it's incredible. That's how long it takes to create a habit stick. Okay? Happy Valentine's Day, self-love superpower. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the IME Community Podcast, where self-love is your superpower. The content of this podcast represents the opinions of Dr. Carla Lester and is not intended as, and shall not be understood as, a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The opinions shared reflect the host and guest and do not represent an organization or medical group. Always seek the advice of your physician or therapist if you have concerns about your health. And please, like and subscribe to the IME Community Podcast. Share IME with your friends and go to imecommunity.com to join the member community. Don't forget to follow IME on social. Got to keep